To understand that we are not the brain, we need to understand that the brain is nothing but the action itself. Why? Because it is composed of nerves. Nerves are nothing but chemicals, organic chemicals with inorganic substances, and they are in constant action with the surroundings. And whatever is acting constantly, they are nothing but the action itself. This is subtle. So we need to use our brains in order to know who we are. So don't believe anything. Let's see how the thing is actually working inside and outside of us, and just observe what we are discussing here. This can be very useful for you. Okay, let's go. So let's just consider the action itself. So if we take this example of an apple, what we are seeing here, we are seeing a white color, and in the middle of the color we're seeing a shape. The shape has distinct colors inside it compared to the outside white color, right? And based on that, we are saying this is an apple, the picture of an apple. And this is in 2 dimension. If it happens in 3 dimension, that is, we can see the object from all the angles that we want to see the object. We say that, oh, this is an object, and this is separate from the surroundings, and they are also the same. Distinctions are there, the distinctions of color, uh, then the touch sensations, then the smell, the taste. So we have these five principal sensations, which is perceived by the sense organs. We have five sense organs: the organ of vision, organ of smelling, organ of touch, organ of hearing, organ of tasting. And based on that, we are able to perceive diverse sense perceptions which are throughout the universe. And since there is diverse sense perceptions, we are helpless but to objectify each discrete actions that we think as discrete. We think or believe that it is discrete. Be very factual. We believe that it is distinct. We don't dig deep into it. We don't observe as it is. We are just believing that it is distinct. And the belief is not that we are committing. It comes from our parents, our schooling, or anyone who is giving any statement that we are just believing without any further questioning. Questioning of what? Questioning of how this object called an apple or anything, how the objectification is actually done. It will not come. I mean, this will come. I don't know how this will come, but this should come to us anyway. So let's go further. So just take one aspect, which is the color. So color is nothing but an action, right? What we perceive is the color, which is nothing but an action. We are just saying the color as an action that we are perceiving, and that action, we are helpless but to explain that why the color is at all forming. And to explain that, we introduce different phenomena like absorption and emission of the light, scattering of the light, reflection. Then there is the diffraction. All sorts of things are there for light, which we explain that as a reason for producing the color on any object. And to explain those phenomena, which are nothing but our thoughts or some borrowed concepts from someone else, we introduce another concept, which is called light. We know there is something which is causing objects to see or to perceive the color, but we don't know what it is, so we give it a name called light. So light is superimposed as an energy, and again, the energy is also is a concept which is introduced by us. We don't know what it is. We are calling it as an energy, and there are different forms of energy, like light, thermal energy. There is magnetic energy. There is electrical energy. All sorts of energies are there, and if we look carefully, the electromagnetic spectrum, all energies are interconnected or they can be interconvertible. I mean, each energy can be transformed into something else, some other energy. So if those two energies are not identical, how the hell they can be interconverted, right? So there is a lot of things are going on. So if someone looks carefully, he will go deep until he knows what's going on. And that's the most beautiful thing. So okay, so this is one aspect. And if you look carefully from energy to the all phenomena of absorption, scattering, and all those things, they're all assumptions, right? They're assumptions from people who try to explain some phenomena, and we accepted all those phenomena or all those assumptions as a belief, and we act according to them, right? That's okay, that's a fact. And after we know that those are all beliefs or borrowed concepts from someone else's, then the possibility starts. There is no badness in accepting these things, these facts, that we are believing everything. And from that point, we can begin our own journey to know what's going on. That's the most beautiful thing that can happen to any human being. Okay, so after that, we can conclude that what we perceive in this observable universe is only action. Even the concept of universe is given by us. There is no word written as universe on the top of the universe. All kinds of descriptions are given by us. Where are those descriptions? They are nowhere. What we can see or perceive by our sense organs is only action. And based on each action, we throw our emotions on that action, and we call it like an apple, we call it like a human being, we call it like a moon, like a sun. So this is how it is. This is how it is. Okay, so let's go further. Okay, yeah. So introduction of any cause to explain some introduced explanations is basically called superimposition. So superimposition actually helps us to bring anything that we want on the top of the actual reality. We can call anything anything. That's superimposition. And this is how it is. Okay, we will go deep what superimposition is later. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. And again, this is the diagram that can help you to understand in little bit more detail, let's say. So this is the object. If you still remember the example of the apple, so we are calling it as an apple, but we don't know what it is. What we can observe is the action, and there is the energy that we think is acting on the object in order to create the action. So the object and the energy, they are acting together to cause, to affect the action that we are perceiving by our sense organs. So we don't know what is energy, we don't know what is the object, but we introduce them to explain the phenomena, or to explain the fact, which is action that we are perceiving by our sense organs, right? So this is a fact. We will never know what energy is, we will never know what an object is. What we will observe is action, which is unknowable. This is also fact. Okay, let's go. So since they are introduced, so they has to be called as false, but I'm not being ruthless, so I'm just calling it as a lower level of reality. It cannot be the higher level of reality. Forget about the truth or reality. So this is the lower level of reality that is helping us. Helping us in what sense? Helping us to know that they are false, right? When you know that these two concepts are introduced by us, energy and the object are nothing but falsities, that is the only purpose of their introduction. That we know that, oh, okay, those are false. They has been introduced by us for fun, let's say, or for explaining some actions that is unexplainable, then the purpose is being fulfilled by those introductions or those superimpositions. That's the main purpose of superimpositions, to know the higher levels of reality, and ultimately to know who we are. Okay. So for now, the action that we actually can perceive by our sense organs can be called as a higher level of reality, because this is fact that we observe. And these two, the energy and the object, those are introduced by us as an explanation. So those are, just forget about them. Focus on the action. Anything that you see, hear, touch, smell, you are objectifying it based on what? Based on previous borrowed concepts from your parent, from the school, from the society, from everyone. I'm not saying that throw everyone, throw all of those ideas. They are helpful. But see the process of objectifying anything. If you see it, you are free. And this freedom is ever evolving. It will give you what you will explore by your own. It's not explainable, because if you are able to explain something that is false, and here what we are discussing is only falseness, falsity of everything. Anyone who is explaining something to you that is false or lower level of reality, truth cannot be explained, knowledge cannot be known. What it can know is only falsity of the falseness. That's a fundamental thing that you have to be very, very clear of. And for that, you need to contemplate on these discussions that we are going through, and take any object, an apple, a glass, water, sun, moon, anything. Just pick one object and go deep and deep and deep, and see how the objectification actually done by our ancestors or by us. Then you are free. Then you will be literally free. Free from what? You will see free from what. That's your own department of discoveries. And it's endless because you are infinite, and knowing infinite is infinite long, and that is the thing. So freedom is not a particular point. It's it's unexplainable. Anyway, so let's go to the next slide. Uh, Okay, so here I have to give you another example. So this is me holding a cup in my hand, and I'm basically focusing on my organ of vision here. So let's see how everything is going on. So as per the discussions, I am nothing but action, a pile of different actions. You call it chemical action, or thermal, or gravitational. I mean, those are the actions that is happening throughout my body, and for each action there is a corresponding superimposed energy. So I'm nothing but action from top of my head to the end of my feet, right? It's everything action only. And what this body, objectified as body, is trying to see another object, which is nothing but another pile of actions of what? Actions of different touch sensations, action of color, like that. So one action or one set of action is trying to perceive or trying to know another set of action. Is it possible or not? We cannot say whether it is possible or not. We have to observe whether it is what is going on. Because if we say it is possible or not, that will be a statement of someone else's, and any statement is belief. So always find what is going on here. That will give you the answer, and that answer is your own answer. If you take it from someone else, that means it's bullshit. It's another belief. Okay. So if you further consider what is this picture. So this picture is nothing but a field, that field composed of only actions, different sets of actions. They are interconnected, but for now consider them as discrete actions. So energy is introduced concept. We call as body as cup. Those are also introduced concepts. And there is another concept, which is the knowing aspect of us. So we call it consciousness. We will never know what is a consciousness. We will never know what is energy. We will never know what is object. This is a fact. What we can know is action. If we are knowing anything, if we are perceiving anything, any thought, emotion, any object, that is action. So anything that we can perceive is action, only action. You think it, you try to realize it. It's your own problem right now. So here what I will do is I will just show you, or I will just try to help you in discovering by your own way. I mean, some possibilities that may be helping you. Okay, so from the cup to the body, to the level of eyes, nerves, brain, the molecules, atoms, everything is objectified based on what? Based on different actions that we are perceiving by either by our sense organs or through the instruments. The results of those instruments are also perceived by us. So ultimately, it's us who are explaining all those phenomena, and any explanation is introduced. Any explanation is introduced. I can explain in some way, the other person will explain it in some other way. You see what I mean? So this is how it is going on. So uh, this is one aspect. And another thing is that all of them are actions objectified with a name and with a proper shape by us. So anything that is acting. So for example, my hand is holding the cup. Hand and the cup, those are not engaged in any actions. Their action itself, because they are action, that's why we are able to perceive them as hand, as cup. Why? Because my hand is right now, it's consisting of different sorts of actions called absorption, emission of the light. There is the sensation that I can feel by different parts of my skin due to the electromagnetic repulsion of the electronic cloud of different molecules. And there is also the hotness, the coldness, the feeling of the weight of my hand due to the gravitational energy. All sorts of actions are going on. So it's action only. We are calling it as a hand, or we can objectify it as a hand. That's okay. But this is only actions, and based on our imagination, or based on our consciousness, we can objectify by any ideas that we want, right? Okay. So this is another fact. This is not flying high in the sky. This is ground fact. Okay. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Uh, yeah, let's go deep further. So this is an action, the whole body objectified as a body, and this is the cup, which is another set of actions, different actions objectified as a cup. Uh, the objectification is done based on what? Based on different colors, sounds, taste, touch, and smell. Those are the five principal aspects that we can observe or perceive by our sense organs, right? So if we now consider our physical body, so we can feel our body as well as the surrounding universe using what? Using the nerves, which is mostly consisting our central nervous system, the spine and the brain. They are also consists of nerves. We have different centers of nerve throughout our spinal cord, and the main center of taking the information from the surrounding and sending the signals, uh, what to do to the body parts based on those incoming signals, is done by the brain, right? That is how we objectified our body, and that's true. I mean, this is what is happening. This is an action, but they are interacting with the surroundings, right? Because our eyes taking the energy which we called as light, then it's going through the lens, it's going through the nerves, then it goes to the brain. Those are also nerves, and there what is happening, that is also our ideas or thoughts, because we are explaining what is happening. What is happening, we don't know. We are explaining based on what? Based on some instruments which are sending us those informations. That's okay. That's also belief we are taking from those instruments. We don't know by ourselves. We are believing on those instruments. That's also a fact. Okay, so what is the hard fact here is that our nerves inside the brain is constantly engaging with the surroundings, and this communication or the interaction is done by what? Is done by something. We don't know what is actually interacting, but we call it as energy. So if it is always in action, it is always in action because otherwise we will be dead. Our brain is basically helping us to preserve our body. Otherwise we will be dead. Whenever we are sleeping, dreaming, waking, in waking state, in deep sleep, we are our brain is constantly working. And if something is constantly working or something is in constant action with the surroundings, then they are not different from the action itself. If something is acting, that means it's an action. The We can call a brain or a nerve because those are objects to us. There is no object, there is only actions, right? As we have discussed in our previous videos. So anything that is perceivable is action. And action is acting with another action. Through what? Through a superimposed idea called energy. So action cannot know another action because whatever we can know is action. So the knowing faculty has to be different, completely different than the action. This is the most fundamental thing that one should know. The action can never know itself because it's an action. It's perceivable. It cannot perceive anything. An action can be only perceived. It cannot perceive someone else's. It can be used as an instrument of perceiving. Because we have this body, we use this body as an instrument to interact with the surroundings, to gain information that, oh, okay, I'm writing by using this pen right now. So this is an explanation that I'm using my fingers and this pen to write something, and this is called writing, and this information we are keeping in our consciousness aspect or the consciousness faculty. And those are those informations are imposed by us. Those imposition is also done by the consciousness faculty, not by the brain, by the spinal cord, because they are just acting all the time. They are following certain commands that do this like that, do those like that. And also the informations that we are gathering from surroundings. Based on that, if there is sudden temperature change, our body will react that, oh, we need some cold conditions to preserve our body. So all those things are going on by which is done by the brain, right? And we are aware, or we know that our brain or our body is acting like that. The brain doesn't know what the hell is going on. He is just performing the actions because it's itself it's an action. I hope you understood what I'm trying to say or trying to explain. You think about your own, I mean, you think it on yourself. Don't trust me or believe me what I'm saying. As we have just discussed, they are nothing but actions because we can perceive them because they are actions. We can feel the pain inside our brain is going on. If there is any damage, we will feel the pain. And then it comes, yes, their purpose is to protect the body. And the whole body is made for what? It's made for enjoying different actions. Uh, that's another realm of discussion that which we will discuss later. But right now, just focus on the facts. So this is what is going on actually. So our brain is basically performing the directions that we are giving. That right now I need to explain or discuss with you, and you are trying to understand what I am saying? So these thoughts are not inside the brain. Brain is performing its action. Thought is in your mind. Mind is different than the brain. We will we will go deeper than the, deeper slowly. Right now, if I explode everything in front of you, it will be impossible to know anything. So let's go slowly, right? Okay.